Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Denver Broncos franchise on Madden 20. Excuse the echo. Today we have one of the most important off seasons in channel history. It is our second off season with the Denver Broncos, and today I try to right the wrongs of a season ago. Turn this ship around while it's still barely afloat, and try to put a contending team around these veterans that gave us another great defense. There's a lot of work that needs to be done today, and I'm more prepared than ever to fix this mess. Welcome everybody to today's live stream. My name is MrHurriicane. You are watching the Denver Broncos franchise on Madden 20. 900 of you are in here at the moment. We are in just the early stages of today's event as we have a very exciting offseason ahead of us, one that needs to bring about a lot more impact than the offseason a year ago. By the way, how good is the audio level? Don't tell me if you like the song or not. Is the audio good? No surf today. I couldn't focus on anything but this off season. I've got notes in front of me. I've been prepping for like 48 hours. I think I've put more work into this than some real GMs put into the off season. There's got to be at least one that's doing less than me. Oh man, I spent a lot of time on this, is all I'll say. Rome wasn't built in a day. That's right, Ben. Thank you for the first super chat of the day. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of you. Over 1,000 of you here on this Saturday afternoon. Very appreciative of that. We're going to get going here in just a few minutes with the actual off season. Just want to chill with all of you, say hello, ask for some likes. Typical YouTube stuff here. We're sitting at 185 likes. I mean, we have like 1,200 people watching the stream. Leave a like, subscribe, maybe. Is it Saturday evening? Norfolk Falcon. Try to make this friendly for those of you that are in other countries and it's later, and most American programming is not in your awake hours, usually. Please get a new quarterback. Thank you, Ratchet. David, Kane, Bears, or Packers? If you pick Packers, you're wrong. Green Bay, dude. Sorry. I mean, I want the Bears to win, but I know how this story goes. Frost Inferno, thank you. Why did you have to start at the start of Army Navy? I mean, we live in the entertainment era. This is not the technological era. It's not... Forget everything you ever heard. This is the era of entertainment. It's around every corner, all over the internet, through a million different mediums. I gotta compete with everything. If not the Army-Navy game in an hour, there's something else. Should the Giants fire Pat Shurmur? I'm not sure he's the right coach, but I know he's been dealt a pretty bad hand. I mean, the guy got dealt like 2-4 off suit. And we're supposed to be mad at him he didn't win the hand? Like, come on. Blackjack's in the house, ready to know what carnage we get into today. I love it. Evan, thank you. Trade Leary, Chris Harris Jr. for a receiver or explore it. I got a few receiver options here. I got a few that aren't like high-level top-tier options. But I'm putting together this plan. I've put together kind of a roadmap for how I think we can get to a successful offseason today. And I think that starts with the quarterback position. Is the answer on the roster? Is the answer somewhere else? And I think I know the answer. We have to worry about the offensive line. I do think this team needs a serious impact playmaker, whether it's a rookie or somebody that we make a move for. Got to worry about Philip Lindsay. He's obviously set to be a free agent, wants a big deal. I don't want to give him a huge deal. Let me catch up on super chats here, but thank y'all for being here today on this Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Should be studying for exams, but definitely wouldn't miss this. Let's go. Thank you, Adam. Carter says, Teddy in a Broncos uni next season would make me very happy. I have considered Teddy Bridgewater and a lot of backup veteran quarterbacks. I'll say Teddy's not one of the quarterbacks that I have been really considering because Teddy has an accuracy blend that's kind of concerning, and he's far enough in his career where it's really hard to upgrade him. His short accuracy is somewhat doable. His deep accuracy is kind of nice, but his medium's low. He's about to be 29. I just don't think Teddy is the best option compared to some of the others. Colts always win. Is that true? Good afternoon from Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Good afternoon to you. Thank you. How's it going, Kane? This is from Tyler. Love the videos. Hoping you can make some big moves this offseason. Go Navy. Beat Army. I'm looking for some big moves for sure. Who will turn Kane down to go elsewhere? Oh man, Kyle, I can't wait to find out who it's going to be this time. I'm not trying to put too much stock into free agency turning my team around after what's gone on in this series and the Bears. Jason, been watching since Big Papa and the Raiders and UTSA. You always stream when I have work, so hope it goes well. Sorry my timing is so bad. Sportsfan 98, I saw you had the Andy McKenzie Gold 1. Been a channel member here for a year. Much appreciated. Shermer and Gettleman have to go. Shermer is not using his players the right way, is treating Ingram like Rudolph, and Gettleman is just so bad. You know, I'm not against clearing everything out. I would like, you know, someone's going to hire Kevin Stefanski next year probably, and the Vikings could use Pat Shermer again. I mean, 4 OCs in 4 years. I just want a little consistency on this team. That too much to ask for? Thomas, trade for and start Tannehill, trade Locke, draft John Charles, send Brooks to the practice squad. It's one route to go, but Tannehill's his ratings have kind of, they're not where they're at in real life. Dwayne, Vikes far into the postseason at all? Oh man, the NFC's got some pretty stacked teams. Here's my thing. For the Vikings to make the postseason, they're going to have to finish the year strong. And I think that their secondary has to play at a much higher level. That's now oddly enough, the part of the team that is lagging behind more than anything else. Offensive line play, Kirk Cousins, everything has risen to the occasion but the secondary. So, if they fix that, they got a shot. Mr. Ray Guns. Oh, Andy Dalton. Man, I have Andy Dalton here written down. I actually have a chart of quarterbacks and ratings that are important to me. And Andy Dalton is one of the quarterbacks I have been considering as a potential starter. Jack, just watched my ISU Redbirds lose to North Dakota State, but this stream will cheer me up. I can't guarantee that's actually true. Been watching since the Vikings franchise. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Jack. Like your suit. Hopefully this does cheer you up. And finally, DJ South. Kane O'Mac. Here comes the money. We're ready. And thank you to all the new members. We got Thomas, Jacob. Oh man, I'm trying to catch up, and then we're going to get to the off-season action. Thank y'all so much for all the support. And if you want to see a more condensed version, of course I'll put this into an edited video. We're already 8 minutes in, and I'm only in the intro. I'm trying to get to my list of new members. Bear with me. Mama Bear Matthias, thank you very much for becoming a member to the channel. Much appreciated, all of you. By the way, channel member stream, I'm thinking Saturday after Christmas. So, there's a little heads up for you, 2 weeks from now. Why? One sec. My screen, this chat, just bugged. There we go. Let me wrap up these super chats, and then we're going to get going here. Don't go for Dalton. He's regressed a lot by now. Yeah, David, I think that I had to look at a lot of options, and some of those players are like regression players, and Dalton's not the top of my list. We'll get there. Foxworth, thank you for becoming a member. Send a link for channel membership. That is a thing. I can do that. But there is also a join button. But this is the membership link if you would like to become a channel member. Is that link, does that work? It should. Yep, that's it. Over 2,000. I gotta get going with this offseason. Get Daniel Jones. That not gonna happen unless like 48 different quarterbacks retire. Thoughts on the Steelers? Huge fan, by the way. Jamie, I want to see Duck take him to the postseason. I think they're going to be a wild card team. And one that, here's the thing. The Ravens are the toughest team in the NFL to beat. But if there's any team that can beat them, it's a team that's already beat them once and will have played them twice entering a potential playoff matchup. The Steelers are the Ravens' worst nightmare. Rec, greetings from Baltimore. What are your thoughts on Lamar's crazy year? So much fun to watch in person. I don't know about multiple MVPs, but this year I don't see how you give the MVP to anybody else. Lamar's been fantastic. He is, you know, having success with a scheme that very few quarterbacks would be able to run to his level. And, you know, he's the engine to that offense. It's so much fun to watch because, I mean, they got a running back perfectly tailored to the offense, a nice offensive line. They involve the tight ends more than any team in the league. And man, it's art, that offense. Thank you, Christian, for becoming a member. I see your Giants profile pic. I know there's some bad news. Apparently, Chase Young does not want to go to the NFL draft this year. I have a feeling that maybe he'll reconsider, but man, that's pretty wild. You can't get Andy Dalton. I have a lot of thoughts on the quarterback position. TC Link, Ohio State profile pic. I was just talking about Chase Young. Really interesting coincidence there. King, how do you feel about the Lions' future? I mean, the Lions are just, they're always in this spot where they want to outplay their record, and then they end up picking top 10. I don't know. I just don't feel like they're doing enough right now to be like super excited about their future. And there's players I like. It's just they're in the NFC North and it's not enough. You know, what they have ain't enough. All right. It's time to get this started, everybody. 2,000 of you ready to know what's going to happen. And before we get into the meat of the offseason, I just want to say that I really screwed up the quarterback position this year. And I had a really bad miscalculation. Wow, Foxworth, thank you so much. Merry early Christmas. Thank you so much for all the content and the rebuilds you've given me. Hours of content and enjoyment. Here is just a small thank you. Thank you for that, Foxworth. That means a ton. Merry Christmas to you and an early Merry Christmas to everybody celebrating. I feel like Dalton could be solid for a year. Yeah, I think so, but you'll see what I'm talking about here in a moment, Mr. Ray Guns. But shout out to you, Foxworth, for the super chat. Much appreciated. What do I think of the Super Bowl this year? Do I get a chance to respond? I didn't actually read the whole thing there. But y'all know the story of this year. Tough season, 6-10, worst scoring offense. Just a host of struggles around this team. And I think that the issues, of course, have to start at the quarterback position. Gio, thank you. Tank for Brandon Warren. I don't want to tank this year. I want to be a pretty good team in year 3. I think we still have a defense that's going to be quite strong. I think that with a few strategic moves, we can have a much better offense. And I think my big mistake last year was counting too much on quarterbacks who are more backup quarterbacks than potential starters, if that makes sense. I want to show you something here. So last year when I did my draft, there was a bug that was causing every player on the draft board to appear as early first round talent. Thank you, Josh, for becoming a member. So every player said early first round talent, and I had to judge everything off of combine and top 3. I didn't get that scouting grade, and it really hurt me. And I have to show you, because I decided yesterday, okay, let me fire up the old, let me fire up that draft class in a new file with that bug fixed. What does it look like then? and I want to show you here if I can get there. And one sec. When I'm live, I'm not super used to this version of OBS, and when you go live, it moves a couple menus around and it really confuses me. Like, I have my mixer here, but I need... What am I looking for? Sorry. I'm trying to fix this quick. But essentially, I got to see the true grades for Adam Kane and everybody else. And Adam Kane was not a first-round pick. Not a first-round talent, not a first-round pick. Yeah, where does, in Streamlabs OBS, where does this go? I am so lost right now trying to figure this out. I have my mixer, I have my preview window. I don't know where it is. Essentially, if I can't find it, I'll just talk about it. Adam Kane was actually a third-round talent, meaning he was not a first-round quarterback, nor was he really a starting caliber quarterback. And here's the thing that really flipped the switch for me. Not only was Kane not ready, but he wasn't supposed to be ready. He wasn't supposed to be picked there. And he needed more of like the Kirk Cousins treatment. Cousins didn't play much the first 2 years of his career. Thank you, Morris, for becoming a member. But Cousins hardly played the first 2 years of his NFL career. And then in year 3, he began to start, and by year 4, he was the full-time starter. He got time to develop, and that's what both Kane and Brooks need. They have potential, but they're not ready to be starting quarterbacks in the NFL. They weren't as rookies. They're not as second-year players either. But I literally don't know where this thing in OBS goes, Streamlabs OBS, when you go live, because it moved all my sources in this panel. I can't find it. Basically, this draft that we had was full of nothing but traps. There was one first-round quarterback, and that was Jesse Heikkinen. Everybody else, third round or lower. And I had no idea, and I want to show you this picture. For some reason, though, it's just gone. Okay, so here's regression after the second year of the series. Bryce Callahan is down to a 79 overall. Von Miller is down to a 92. He loses 12 points, which isn't too bad. Jawan James, that's really good, because we need to count on him moving forward, and he only loses 1 total attribute point. I'm not looking to trade Von Miller, and not Chris Harris right now. But Harris is obviously regressing now, losing 15 attribute points. Ron Leary loses 18. Garrett Bowles. This one is somewhat tough because you can do a lot worse than Garrett Bowles, but the problem is he's already 29, and I don't want to sign him to any kind of a big deal. Philip Lindsay, at age 27, gets some regression. That's tough. It's not serious, but it's there. He's set to be a free agent. There is all of our regression. And now, what veteran quarterbacks have I been considering, you might ask? Well, when the Jets went 12-4 and were the number 1 seed, of course, I had to take a look at Brett Hundley. He filled in for Sam Darnold because Darnold tore his Achilles at the end of year 1, and they had to have a new quarterback. And he didn't regress. He's set to hit the open market. Brett Hundley had a Pro Bowl season. Literally, he went to the Pro Bowl in our series. And I have considered signing him, but he is my number 2 option. Hundley has morale boosting some of his ratings, so he's actually a 68 overall. He actually has 86 short accuracy, and at the beginning of next season, his morale should go back to 50. I believe that's how it all works. So there's another quarterback that I think offers us more upside than Brett Hundley, and that is Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen has become my preferred veteran quarterback target for this offseason. He not only has star development, but he's still on his rookie deal. He is very close to his next upgrade, and he has some of the highest short accuracy out of the quarterback options I was looking at. With Rosen, I could immediately level him up, put a point in the strong arm, and boom, deep and medium come up a little bit. Josh Rosen is probably going to be our best veteran option because he'd be more than a one-year stopgap if he does well. And I can already see the chat very split over that. There are a couple more veterans that we could potentially consider. Maybe you're not a Josh Rosen guy. Are you a Kirk Cousins guy? 76 overall Kirk Cousins. The way I look at it, this team has to get a quarterback that can help us compete this year. And it's not necessarily going to be the right idea to start a rookie or a year two quarterback when we could find someone better and continue developing these players on the bench. I think that Josh Rosen would be a very solid addition for us. I think Andy Dalton would be okay as well. But Rosen, I mean, he's younger, he has upside, and Dalton's more of a one-year fix. Same with Kirk Cousins. So I like Josh Rosen more than these options. Another one, although I just don't see it coming to this, would be Nick Mullins, who actually has like the best short accuracy out of this group of quarterbacks. He has 88 short accuracy. And this year, I do want an offense that's more geared around shorter passes, and I want to do a better job of taking advantage of what our receivers do well. And obviously, I wanted to push the ball downfield last year, thinking that Hamilton and Sutton would do better, and it didn't work out that way. They both have better short route running than any other route running of theirs, although I guess Hamilton now has 83 medium. So I think if we get a quarterback who has better short accuracy and is better under pressure and can handle a little bit of mobility stuff, then we're going to be able to start getting somewhere in year 3. And in the meantime, we can still develop these quarterbacks if we want to. The offense really wasn't all short passes last year. I mean, I had to out of necessity at times, but we didn't have a quarterback very good at those short passes. Hudson Brooks was decent, but he couldn't throw anything more than like 5 yards. Got some super chats here. Brett Hundley. Oh, yeah, I answered that one. Thank you, Clutch. Yeah, I've considered Hundley. I can't imagine what y'all would say if I went into week 1 with Brett Hundley as a starter. What do I think of the Saints right now? I think the Saints are really strong, but losing to the 49ers last week, you know, if that impacts, you know, how many home playoff games they get, that's a big deal. They're a different team in the Dome. Josh, thank you. Thanks for all the hard work and your dedication. I've learned a lot watching you, and you have brought enjoyment to a huge group of people. Keep up the great work. Skol. Thank you for that. And Morris, just wanted to say thanks for all the content. Can't appreciate all you do in Season 9 of Kalispell and loving it. Also, my prediction for fixing your quarterback situation is you're trading for Rosen. I've been considering it. But before we get to potential trade options, we have free agency. 2,500 here in an offseason. That's got to be a record. Minshew's not good. Minshew ain't ready, guys. He's like low 60s overall in my series. I want to start out here with just a couple younger players that I can hopefully sign to some low deals for preseason and whatnot. Not 60 mil for Sean Pitts. I look at Sean Pitts as a good backup to Royce Freeman. He has 231-pound frame. He does have decent speed, but his elusiveness, spin move, that's not very good. He's really the primary backup we have to Royce Freeman. He was injured all season, but does have star dev. All right. Bo Lee, of course. Everybody wants to see Bo stay in Denver. We'll sign him quickly. Victor Allison. I want to do a 2-year deal for him. But what do we do about Philip Lindsay? The offer now is 4 years, $23.9 million. Hey, Thomas, thank you for the super chat. When will I post another undrafted quarterback episode? That'll probably be, I'd have to guess something like Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, I'll probably do the next Buccaneers episode first at all. And then I'll move on to that one. But that was a fun episode 1. I'm glad so many of you enjoyed it. Ethan, are you looking at trading Locke for picks? Yeah, at this stage, I am open to trading Drew Lock. I think, you know, he'd realistically be very, very tired of the situation in Denver. So, Philip Lindsay. I would like to keep Lindsay. I think that the 4-year deal is more than I'd be happy with. Noel, thank you for the super chat. Don't trade for a quarterback. You can't give up picks when you have a team this bad. Sign one in free agency. We'll see. We'll definitely see what we have available. There's Garrett Bowles, Brandon McManus. I'd like to keep him, of course. I didn't make all the easy decisions here in the beginning. Sign and trade Lindsay, says Batmac Gaming. Ooh, McManus said no. All right. A withdrawal from J.D. McKissick. I just want to see what the open market has for us. And then I'll look at some of these other players. Richie James, though, I would like to bring him back. I just don't think that I want to pay that salary is all. So we'll come back to him. River Craycraft, 26 years old. Probably not bringing him back. Let's let Remmers go. We'll let DeMarcus Walker go. Aaron Wallace. Colby Wadman. I mean, he's done pretty well for us so far in this series. There we go. 1-year deal. Hungry Gamer. When are you posting a Twins finale? I want that to go up this week. So Garrett Bowles, Ron Leary, Philip Lindsay. I'm just finishing up some of this stuff here. I think I'll bring back, not at that salary, not for Frankie Louvu. So, Lindsay, Leary, Bowles. Jameis Winston. I will not be trading for Jameis Winston today. Tag Lindsay. I mean, it'd be a very expensive year, one we could probably afford. Let me take a look at our roster quick. So as we look ahead, I'm probably going to end up putting Jawan James back at tackle. Matt Kilhouse at left tackle. So we're really worried about this interior this year. And do I want to move on from both Leary and Bowles? And I was already looking for a new center. I just don't think it's a great move to have to fill so many holes in free agency, potentially not knowing what's going to be out there on the open market. So I think I need to keep one of those linemen. Blake Bortles' ratings are too low. I've already checked. I have gone through the rosters like 4 or 5 times. Hey, Bo Lee, thank you. Kane, you still have me as an option. Bo leave. Depends what I'm trusting you to do, Bo. So at this stage, Leary has lower run block and pass block and strength than Garrett Bowles. He's still a higher overall. The lead block is decent. He has some solid ratings for sure. I'd be open to this 1-year contract. I think we're going to have the cap space to make it work. And if it's a 1-year deal, I'm not too worried about it. And he's going to test. Neo, thank you. Chat has their pitchforks ready. Oh, yes, they do. Thank you, Neo, for the super chat. Hoping to deliver today for you 2,600 viewers. Can we get to 1,000 likes? We're at 632. How fast can we get to 1,000? Franchise tag on Leary, by the way, will be 13.3 mil. Garrett Bowles. I'm honestly looking to keep him. I think that while he's not been a great offensive lineman, I mean, he's basically league average. And I don't want to have to replace too many players at once. That wouldn't stop me from drafting a tackle, but I've got to make sure that we're in okay shape for next year. And Bowles is testing anyway. Kane wishing for Sammy Hawthorne at quarterback. No, Ethan, I need a true starting caliber quarterback this year. So, Leary and Bowles set to hit the market unless I use the tag. Ron Leary, 1 year, 13.3. Could tag McManus. Yeah, that would be reasonable. Philip Lindsay. He is a pretty special player. I wouldn't be against trading him at some point. The deal's gotten a lot more reasonable. 24 million, 4 years. They're all testing. Tag on him would be 12.9. So where do I use the franchise tag? Obviously, Lindsey's injury issues have been a concern in this series. Yeah, I can show sliders, but there's going to be updates. Mat 10 has a few new sets. Tag McManus, tag Lindsey. I'm giving the franchise tag to Garrett Bowles. I'm telling you, we can't afford to lose too many offensive linemen. We can't. I don't think Bowles is the long-term answer. A lot of you want me to tag Lindsey? I can find other running backs. I can find more running backs. I can even try to bring back Lindsey later on. We need 5 starting offensive linemen. I can't go looking for 3 at one time all of a sudden. Thank you for the super chat, Jacob. Kane, thanks for helping me through my semester. This live stream will help me get through packing to go home. Hope you enjoy your break, Jacob. So we've made it to the open market stage of the offseason. Like I said, I need to have enough offensive linemen here. So if I have Hillhouse, James, Bowles, I know I'm still going to need to find 2. It shouldn't show James here twice. Let me do that. That's what it really is right now. If I didn't tag him, come on. I can find a kicker. I can find a running back. I have a trade option at running back too. That makes sense. Zach, thank you for becoming the member, the newest member, who's rejecting Kane today. I'd say we find out. I'm sitting on 53 mil in cap space. And here we go. Myles Garrett, top of the list. Trent Williams. Ooh. Dalvin Cook. Mama Bear, thank you. Good call, Kane. Running backs don't matter if the D is in the backfield. That's true. I don't have Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith to create yards that aren't there. We got some options here, everybody. Dalvin Cook. At quarterback, Phillip Rivers has hit the open market. Thank you, Batmac Gaming, for becoming a new member. Almost 3,000 viewers right now. I can't believe it. Mitchell Trubisky. I have done the deep dive on Trubisky's ratings, everybody. And this morale boost is getting him to 82. So that's a little bit fraudulent. He really has 86 short, 80 medium, 84 deep. And those numbers are pretty good. But they compare nicely to Josh Rosen outside of the deep accuracy. And Trubisky be far more expensive. So Trubisky is not one of my targets, especially with there being a market. If we don't sign Trubisky, looks like we might be playing against him, though. Brett Hundley. 68 overall for real. To me, Hundley is kind of the backup plan. Right now, my target is Josh Rosen. The issue is, how much will they ask for Rosen? How much is too much? There's also Phillip Rivers. That'd be a 1-year fix. I'm not trying to do that. Hey, CEO, thank you for the super chat. Need to draft a short, shifty running back. I hear there's a free agent named Zach Bogan available. Some say he's the next Devin Hester on special teams. Jacob, thank you for becoming the newest member to the channel. I have scouted this running back class top to bottom, and there are a number of running backs that fit our scheme. There are so many. All right. I've made it known that I would like to acquire Josh Rosen. And I would like that to be our top move here to begin. He's been on the trade block. I'm not sure how much Miami will want in return. And that's the question. Like, what is the asking price for Josh Rosen? I don't think he'll be a 5th round pick, no. But how much is it? Because Rosen is better than Hundley. But Hundley would not require a pick. What do your team needs again? Offensive line. By the way, I just want to let y'all know, the Dolphins pick ahead of us in this draft, and I am very upset about that. The Dolphins pick 2 spots ahead of us. And there's one player I think they could take, although I think they're going to go defense or offensive line. There's one player they could take, and I don't want it to be Hayden John Charles. Noel, thank you. Please check out Tyrod Taylor. Where is he anymore? I don't think he's on the Chargers anymore. I've looked through every quarterback's depth chart, every team's quarterback depth chart, and I haven't seen him. But I think his ratings have pretty much deteriorated. Like, I've done my homework on this. Why not draft a quarterback 2nd round? The problem is that I don't really think that I can necessarily count on any quarterback in this class to start on day 1 for sure. And I know I need to get a veteran on this team that can offer us a little bit better play. The top quarterbacks in this class are Oliver Raymond and Justin Colbert. They're both late 1 talents, so they might be decent starting options, but I really think with a better quarterback, this team can go to the playoffs next year. And I think Josh Rosen, especially because he's due an upgrade very soon. He has star dev. He could earn another couple upgrades during the season. Like, Rosen's ratings are not far off from being solid starter ratings. CEO, thank you for the super chat. Rosen asking price goes down to when Miami takes quarterback round 1. I don't think they'll do that with Heikkinen at 80 overall. Josh Rosen. And they are not making this easy on me. With a 3rd round pick, like, I don't think it's going to come even close. I can't believe the trade demands for him. I knew this would be a hurdle. Batmac, I don't want Trubisky. I don't want Mitchell Trubisky. He does have mobility. Very good throw on the run. But his accuracy does lack. His overall is propped up by things like break, sack, throw on the run. And his accuracies are very comparable to Rosen's. Andrew, thank you. So many free agent running backs. You should go for one. I'm going to have to now. TJ, trade one of your rookie quarterbacks from last year. Here's the thing. I do think that Kane and Brooks could be decent a few years from now. So part of me wants to at least, stick with them for a little while as backups, considering they've already gotten some development. So consider Kane was a third round prospect. His true value was third round last year. Well, he has a year of experience now. So that gives him, compared to these rookies, probably a very thin advantage to the rookies. They may have better development though. The thing is I would have to spend an early pick on the quarterback, and I would prefer to have a veteran this year. Diedrich, thank you. Thanks for all the great content. Greetings from Belgium. Greetings. And thank you, Jacob. Yes, I already thanked you for becoming a member, but thank you again. One of the quarterbacks in this class, though, that could be a game changer that I have considered is Taquan Layton. Layton would definitely open up what we could do offensively with his speed that I'm sure he's going to have. I'll have to see his combine, but he's from the Kalispell Dynasty. Ugh. How much interest will they have in Drew Lock? This is tough. What they need, I can't trade them, Bradley Chubb. I knew this would be a hurdle, but I honestly thought I could get Rosen for 3 or less. Why not sign Rivers and draft Peyton? I was hoping to get a quarterback I could count on potentially for multiple years if this works. If this works. And I wanted that to be Josh Rosen. I just can't believe the asking price for him. He's on the trade block. What would a future 2 do? I think part of this is he has star dev. Yeah, if Rosen can go for this, what could I get for Drew Lock? Trade them Jawan James. Oh my goodness, guys. This is so rough right now. I haven't even done anything yet. That really screws up a lot of my plans. But what if I can sign Trent Williams and maybe trade them Jawan James? I would absolutely go all in here for Trent Williams. Let's switch gears now. Trent Williams. I've got to go probably to at least 100 points. Is this going to be Rodney Hudson part 2? I can sign Brett Hundley. The only thing is I would much rather have Rosen if I can get him. Hundley's fine. Hundley's fine, but is he going to be a 4-year, 5-year quarterback for you? Probably not. Rosen has that potential. He already has star dev. He's 4 years younger. But I mean, I guess we could do worse than Brett Hundley. Yeah, Trent Williams is hurt, but he will heal. I think $33 million will help a little bit. Just want to catch up on Super Chats quick. Why not? Oh, read that one. Do you think Cam will be a Panther next season? Justin, my gut wants to say yes. And Dylan, thank you for becoming a new member. My whole thing with Cam is, if he's healthy, that's like a necessity for him to have a good trade market, right? Like, who's trading for Cam if they have questions about his health? And the Panthers doctors are the ones that know Cam's shoulder, and they know his foot. They know what he's been dealing with. No other team does. They could figure it out with time, but Cam, why would the Panthers want to move on? That just doesn't make sense to me. So it doesn't pass the smell test to me that they're going to trade Cam Newton. Pat Elflein, Star Dev. What are his ratings looking like? Not good enough. The center class isn't strong. I would like to bring back Brandon McManus on a 1-year deal if possible. Freedom, thank you for the super chat. Sign Myles Garrett, get him out of Cleveland. With Chubb and Miller, I mean, that's not a move I'm going to make. That's very expensive. Oh, he might go to Miami? This team's going to be so good. Oh. Dalvin Cook, though. Imagine getting Dalvin in this offense. This running back class is so good. Dalvin, Lindsey, James White, Marlon Mack, Tevin Coleman, Leonard Fournette, Mark Ingram. .91 speed, 91 break tackle. I would absolutely sign up for a contract with Dalvin Cook with how talented he is. One thing I have to check, though, is his injury rating. 84, and that's lower than Lindsey's. Lindsey's also a bit faster. I love Dalvin. There's also Marlon Mack, who's rock solid. I just want to see if I could get Lindsey on this 2-year deal. Ah, 65 is too low for round 1. I gotta go to at least like mid-70s, I think. That's better. Now at wide receiver, I have thought that somebody like Curtis Samuel would be a big help for us. Sammy Watkins, I didn't think he'd hit the open market. But, I mean, he does have the skill set that we'd be looking for. He has been a bit injury prone, though, throughout his career. Curtis Samuel, 97 speed. He would be a fun game breaker to add to this offense. Dylan, Reisner to guard and try trading him and picks for Rosen. Possibly make a bid for Garrett. You can't let him go to Miami. I can't. I really can't. Justin, true, being a Panthers fan, I had high hopes for this season and I was let down. Happens every year. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of set up for failure at the very beginning. Now that you have better internet, I don't know what to donate to. Thank you. Yeah, the internet's much stronger. So, Sammy or Samuel? Samuel's younger. Same overall. Can still get better. He's 25 years old. It can still get better. Route running does need some work. Route running on Sammy's more refined. Where do I see Ron Rivera coaching again? I'm not exactly sure. I think he'll get a job pretty quickly, though, if he wants one quick. Maybe he takes a year off. I don't know. Mike McCarthy style. I'm just here with some popcorn at the bar. I'm sure you are, Blackjack. Curtis Samuel. Look at our cap space, by the way. Like, we don't have a ton. We can certainly fit some of these players. I gotta check out corner quick. Justin Coleman, Steven Nelson, Vernon Hargreaves. Okay. That's nice. So I've already offered to these 3 players. I really want Trent Williams. And as I want a wide receiver, I do think that Curtis Samuel will be a great pickup for us. Certainly. Sutton and Hamilton are entering contract years, and they're far from sure things at the position. Curtis Samuel's getting the offer. All right, I think we sim past this stage. All right, Trent Williams. You are not like Rodney Hudson. You like my offer. Yes! Finally, a really good player wants to come to my team. Trent Williams says, I accept the deal. Curtis Samuel has accepted the deal. And Phillip Lindsay is back with Brandon McManus. Need a tall possession receiver, no presence outside. The thing is we have tall possession receivers. They're just not impactful enough. 4-4-4. That makes me very happy. Trent Williams, everybody. And that means now I could look to trade Jawan James or Garrett Bowles. I'm moving him to right tackle because the Dolphins will have more interest in him if he is. It doesn't really make a difference. I don't think that's really an exploit. Left, right tackle, whatever. I've played him at both. Let's see if we can make a deal. He has star dev too, higher dev than Jawan James. So that might be the only way we can make a deal for Josh Rosen, the quarterback that I do want. They got Myles Garrett. Oh boy. They got Myles Garrett. Now, overall wise, we get the edge. So what if I ask for something else? Just want to see. They are interested in Garrett Bowles, though. I'm going to have to throw in a pick to make this work. This team. The Dolphins, man. I can't stand the Dolphins. I believe this is indeed worth it. We're just not there yet, man. A lot of you don't want Josh Rosen. Okay, for those of you that do not want Josh Rosen, who do you want? What quarterback do you want? I see some Leighton. Jacoby Brissett is not the answer. Let me find Brissett. I don't know where he is in this series, but he's somewhere. Breeze retired, by the way. I gotta check out retirements. Trubisky to the Jaguars, by the way. We're not going to have to see him in division. Rivers to the Patriots. Wow. Mr. Ray Guns. What's it like looking for Dalton? Can't be super high demand, hopefully. I think he's still under contract. So that creates a small dilemma there. Jacoby Brissett. 72 overall. Same development. Worse accuracies. And more XP to develop, and older. Andy Dalton. Same short accuracy as Rosen. 3 better medium accuracy, 3 better deep accuracy. But Rosen's about to get an upgrade. And Dalton is almost 10 years older. I can draft a quarterback, but do you really want to see another rookie starter on this team? For the 3rd straight year. Move Reisner to guard and trade him with Bulls for Rosen? Are they interested in a guard? We want William Lindsley. I want William Lindsley, Hungry Gamer. Absolutely. What kind of deal is Cousins on right now? Big one. Rosen's also cheap, guys. Like, I need you to see what could happen here with Josh Rosen. The chosen Rosen one. CO, thank you for the super chat. Sounds like Brooks gets another shot at redemption. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Well, they do want a right guard, I see. I think I have him listed at center right now. That would be one way to go. I want to try one more thing. Guys, RG3 has 65 medium accuracy. I have gone through these quarterbacks. Trust me. I have done my homework. He's not even on their team anymore. $3,100 here in the chat. Wow. Trade Fant? I'm not trading Fant. Draft KJC. He's not even in the class. I wish we could get Josh Rosen right now and make this easier. Get Nick Foles. I don't want him at his salary. And plus, like, the upside with Rosen is more than any other veteran right now because you have to factor in he has star dev. He's younger. He's on a rookie contract. He's already 72 overall. I really think Josh Rosen can either be the answer or be decent as we find the answer. Hayes for Rosen? William Hayes? I mean, didn't think about that. Josh Rosen. Garrett Bowles. Dalton Reisner. They have moderate interest in him. Get Hundley and draft Leighton. I have considered that exact strategy, Colin. I'm also not against maybe taking Taquan Leighton if I get Rosen. The whole thing is I think Rosen could be a solid starter for us this year and give the young quarterbacks time. They still develop without playing. And as you could tell, they sucked last year. They were not ready. They have no backup quarterback. That's why. Yeah, I threw in Locke, and they only had moderate interest in him, Josh. I'm late. What did I miss? We signed Trent Williams, Mr. Rogers. And 5th-year option with Rosen, yes. Which, if I wait too long, I don't get to make the choice on the 5th-year option. That's why I have to make the trade now. We're close. We're close. And maybe not giving up a premium pick at all. What if we throw in Drew Lock to be their backup? Oh, come on. We have 2 third-round picks next year. The trade has been made. Yes, I have given up a lot. But Josh Rosen, I think, gives us a much better quarterback for this coming season. We have traded away Garrett Bowles, Dalton Reisner as the Dolphins work on their offensive line, and a third-round pick next year, not even this season. Trade William Hayes and Bowles, sign defensive end Campbell. I would be interested in Calais Campbell. I already replaced Bowles, and Reisner wasn't starting caliber anyway. But now we've improved at the quarterback position. Mind you, we just traded for a quarterback who's on his rookie contract, is a 72 overall, has star dev, will upgrade within 2 weeks of having him in the preseason, has 87 short accuracy. Like, I think there's a lot to like here with Josh Rosen. And now we're going to try to figure it out. He's wearing Jake Plummer's 16. He wore 16, right? I know it's going to be L's everywhere, but I really think that Rosen is a lot better than any quarterback on our roster. And he's still getting better with star dev. I know it's a surprise. Save my chosen Rosen, yes, best move you can make. Thank you, Clutch. Please change Rosen's number. I don't know, Thomas. Maybe 16 works. We could go back to 3 in honor of his third NFL team. That was already his number, though. Oh, and don't forget we added Curtis Samuel. A legitimate deep threat. So now Hamilton and Sutton go from facing the top 2 corners to now one of them gets the number 3. Really happy about that. We still need offensive line. So the plan now is going to be to play Hillhouse at one side, Trent Williams at the other side. James continues to play guard, and I now have to find center and guard between free agency and the draft. Defensively, Christian Covington will be the starter here. I mean, I'd like to find a young edge rusher. Maybe a defensive lineman. And yes, I would like to trade Drew Lock. We now have too many quarterbacks on the roster that we have too many backup quarterbacks on the roster, really. None of these players are really potential starters in my eyes. So what I'm going to do is add Drew Lock to the... Oh, I can't yet. The Bears have a lot of interest, though. Chargers, I'm not trading him to them. Give him number 9. What would be the significance behind number 9, Thomas? Yeah, I'll check out retirements. I think the Bears might be the only team interested in Lock. The Saints, Steelers, Vikings. Really? The Bears might be desperate enough, though, to give us something good. I mean, they wouldn't give us a second-round pick, would they? Yo, they just gave us a second-round pick for Drew Lock. Wow. We now have 3 second-round picks in this upcoming class. That's way too much for Lock, but they were desperate now without Trubisky. They're desperate like we were desperate. Quarterbacks, you could trade them all day long. Wow. Didn't think that would work. All right, I got some W's finally in the chat. So I was going through my board and I found that I have 30 players. Oh, thank you, Guillerme, for the super chat. This is the Dolphins' revenge for giving up on them last year. You are now released from your debt. Here's a treat. I like to say it's that simple, but there's still a draft. It could get a lot worse today. His old number times the teams he's been on. Okay, Thomas, I see you. Number 9. I like it. I like 9 for Rosen. So I have, on my draft board, 76 players. 30 of them are first-round talents. 13 are second. 14 are third. I only have 6 fourth-round prospects, 3 fifth-rounders, 6 sixth-rounders, and 2 sevenths. So I have to find some more depth in this class. But, thankfully now I have an extra second-round pick. Keep in mind, the 2 I got, that was, a late 2. So it's not like a super valuable second-round pick. If you don't mind, I want to just go to the bathroom quick. So I'll be right back. Back, y'all. We good? Everybody calm down a little bit? Is everybody happy? How are we feeling right now? Mic muted. Mic is off. What? The mic is on. The mic is not muted. Teddy. Put Teddy in the chat. Stop trolling me just because I got Josh Rosen. See? Y'all the worst. Oh, man. You wash your hands, King? You bet. Come on now. Of course I wash my hands. Every time. Every time. I also brush my teeth twice a day, every day, no exceptions. Except for the time I had my wisdom tooth taken out and I wasn't supposed to brush that spot anyway. So I took a rain check on that one. You might be able to use one of your second round picks plus the extra 5th to trade back into the first round. I'm totally open to do that. I do need a haircut bad. You saying y'all is weird. You're turning southern. Y'all is a very versatile phrase, and I like it. All right. I have wanted to take a look at a few things here in this draft class. I wanted to know more about these quarterbacks. I wanted to see, you know, how mobile like Taquan Layton would be. 4.52 speed's pretty good. He was the one rookie quarterback that to me was really interesting. Colbert, I think, would be similar ratings to Kane, but I think that Colbert would be a little bit better, but not a lot bit better now that Kane has a year of experience. Kyle Dillon, I think he's basically Adam Kane. With his top 3, it's almost identical. Jeff Whitney. Kind of was interested in him because he had 2 decent accuracies, but at this stage, I think the only quarterback that's going to convince me to spend a pick on them this year is Taquan Layton, and even then, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think I'm going to pick up Sid because we have Hudson Brooks, who has star development, and I just think that's already a good option for our bottom of the depth chart quarterback. But Layton, with A- short accuracy, I expect that to be low 80s. But there is a range there. Is it 81 or is it 85? Because Jesse Heikkinen had A- short accuracy. It was at the high end of the accuracy spectrum. But then there were other quarterbacks last year who had A- and theirs was lower. And my thing is, do we draft Layton with the intent that maybe one day he's the starter, and we're saying basically Kane and Brooks aren't the guy no matter what? I do think Kane in a few years could be interesting, but is he as interesting as Taquan Layton? I think Layton is really interesting, and having already gotten a receiver and a lineman, I'm thinking even more about taking Layton with one of those second-round picks. Use the extra 2 to trade back up. Don't let Proctor go. Trade up to number 3 or 4. Yeah, I've wondered, do I need to trade up for Proctor to secure him on our offensive line? Proctor is projected late 1, but has early 1 talent. So I expect him to go very early. And yeah, the combine was excellent. He's a can't-miss center. He really is a can't-miss center. At wide receiver, I wanted to know more about the speed of these players. Burgess ran 4.37. Now that we have Curtis Samuel, receivers not as much of a need, but consider Sutton and Hamilton's deals are up after this year, and nobody after them is a sure thing. I think we have to take a look at receiver fairly early. Terrell Corville has some speed here. He's really good. Jason Burgess, of course. But what about someone like Jaquan? Are we gonna, is it Jaquan or Jaquan? Probably Jaquan. I guess I'll give Blackjack final ruling on pronunciation of anybody in his class. But there's also Dion Price, who has some really electric speed, good deep route running, but we don't know about the short route running. Take Proctor and bundle the second rounders back into the first for a receiver. That was definitely a roadmap I was thinking of. So there's Price. There's also Jason Pruitt. Decent combine, nothing too special, but solid receiver. By the way, I have my board ranked, but obviously I ranked it without knowing combine grades. One player who was really intriguing was Adric Young. Like, his route running is great, but everything else, is it worth the risk? Is he talented enough? The speed's pretty good. I think he's solid, but I'd probably look another direction. Eric Larimore, 4.43. Decent. John Lee, 4.45, 40. Not bad. It's been hard for me to separate these players. Whoa, Ben Ayers, 4.32. Really agile. Probably going to need some route running help, but late 2 talent. That's nice. LaMarcus Sampson, 4.49 with decent strength. Short. So he's a deep threat with good short route and medium route running. That's really intriguing to me. I probably got to bump Sampson up the board a bit. I just don't want that thing to stay stuck on my screen. Brendan Slechta. Not a great athlete overall, just short route running, decent hands receiver. Russell McLean, 4.48, not bad. There are some really good receivers. They might not all be day one impact guys, but there's some of that too atop the class. Hayden Jean-Charles. Where does Hayden go, everybody? I think he could go at number 1 overall, but I don't know. Yeah, Dion Price is only 20. Keep in mind, youngest player in the class, it looks like. DeMar Thomas. Oh, that speed, though. I really like DeMar Thomas. That speed wouldn't deter me too much, but now I understand why he's not early round one. Very good press man corner, though. Michael Alexander. Solid. Better pass guy than run guy, I'd say. How about Chase Mosley? Strong. Maybe a little bit better than Alexander now with that high strength. And he had the better top three anyway. How about at running back, though? Because even though we have Lindsey, we have to be prepared in case this doesn't work. Amani Jones from Ole Miss ran a 4.45. Nice bench. Good break tackle. I think Jones is extremely intriguing. Sha'Carri Hitchens. Ooh, that speed. Not feeling it now. Marion Peppers. 4.55. Very agile, but doesn't have that top-end speed. Sean Schaffer from Cal. Not a bad option. Realistically, I think running back is something we'd look for later. Michael Lewis, Heisman Trophy winner from this year in the Kalispell Dynasty. Very speedy. Doesn't have the greatest agility. But Michael Lewis, very interesting player. I'm gonna change songs. I added like 6 new songs after or just before going live. I kind of like this one. Let's switch it up. I have to finish my scouting for this stage is all, and I'd like to find a couple more later round options because I don't have a lot on my board. Let me get down to the 4th round. I don't normally scout like this, but I feel like I need to do a better job of making sure I have options as late as possible. Top 3s for corners are never good, but they end up making their values. We certainly have to look for an edge rusher. Might be nice to find one a little later. Ooh, 5.5 combine? Ooh. Terrell Love. Good top 3, 2nd round talent. Early 2nd round talent. Really good athlete. How about some edge rushers? Ooh, good block shed here. Chad Moore. So, oh yeah, he got another Kalispell player in the class. I didn't even realize it. Love the series. Don't forget to check retirements. Thank you, Liam. I know I need to get around to that. I will do it after I finish this round of scouting. Early 2nd again. Five and a half? I mean, I'm not feeling these combines for a lot of these players. Seems to be the norm, though. .8 middle linebacker. Oh, is that like the 8.0 quarterback? Nope, this guy exists. Ooh. Not that it would be a huge need, but, I mean, talent's talent. Let's check transaction log. Retirements. Jason McCourty, Julian Edelman, Michael Bennett, Tom Brady, Jeremy Parnell, Alex Mack, Greg Olson, Marshall Yanda, Drew Brees, William Hayes retired. That's why I couldn't trade him. And Andy Reid. So Brees and Brady both out of here. And we'll see. I want to know where these quarterbacks are going to go. It's going to be fun to find out. Let's go back to the free agency menu here. We're pretty low on cap space now after the moves that we've made. Dalvin's still out there, which is wild. Myles Garrett, though, to the Miami Dolphins. Ooh, a nice deal for Ebucam here to the Lions. Dolphins spending more money. Xavier Woods, Rivers to the Patriots. Zach Cunningham to the Chargers. Trubisky to Jacksonville. Hey, Raider, thank you for the super chat. Kane, you've been the best Madden franchise YouTuber. I've been watching you since the Madden 12 franchise mode. Thank you for being here and sticking around. Much appreciated. Pat Elflein to the Dolphins. Working on that O-line. Big time. They already got 2 players from us. I don't think Cook's just going to come here for cheap, guys. Plus, I've already got a 2nd round pick for Drew Lock. I don't need to potentially break the game anymore. Next. Fifth-year options. How many options will I potentially have here? Okay, Bradley Chubb. Obviously, I want to pick up his option. Is there anybody else? Because this should be Rosen's 5th-year option spot after 3rd season. But it didn't. There it is. Josh Rosen. If I don't sign him, the price becomes much higher next season. I think regardless, I pick up this option. I don't think it'll be very high. I think it'll be under 10. So we get Rosen for 2 years. Let me check his ratings. Whoa! 5th-year option for $22 million? Since when? Would it really be that high? That's more like a franchise tag number, nearly. Oh, not quite. That's a big 5th-year option number now. What's Chubb's? I've picked up some options before. They've never been anywhere near that high. I know he was a top 10 pick. Chubb's is 13.2. And that's top 5. Rosen was number 10. So it is based on quarterback salaries? Hey, Benjamin, thank you for becoming a member. So I guess we got Rosen on a 2-year deal now. A big one. Let's do some more scouting. If that's the way it should be, though, I mean, that's just the way it is. Let me scout more offensive linemen here. Some of these combines aren't too great. Hey, Dan, thank you for the super chat. Howdy from Minnesota. Love what you're doing. What do you think of the Vikings' target in this year's draft? I'm hoping quarterback in the first or second round. I can't see it happening. I think they're going to look corner, maybe another offensive lineman, just, you know, if they can get someone even better. But I do think this next draft is probably going to be to shore up any holes that may arise on defense. Like Xavier ain't the same. Griffin's a free agent. So I think it's going to be a defensive class with them taking a step back this year too. Yeah, I'll finish a middle linebacker. Nice. Let me find any more late edge rushers that I may have overlooked. Taquan Stoudemire. Unfortunately, that didn't work. Need edge rushers, so not 295 pounds. They'll be defensive tackles for us. I mean, that's not a bad late pick. It's not a great late pick, but corner might need to be addressed again. D in a top 3 and he still matches the value there. I just can't get over that. Will Bell. I'd take Will Bell. Yeah, Broncos are a 3-4, so anybody over like 270 pounds is going to play D tackle. You know what I mean, though. They're not going to play edge. They're playing interior. I just call them D tackles. Finish scouting winter later on. Future of the Jaguars looking like? I don't know. Hard to really figure it out with that team, because now it looks like they're probably going to trust Minshew more so than Foles. We'll see how that works out. I mean, I think that they're not that far from being a playoff team, but haven't looked like it in a while. Ron Leary, Kyle Long. Wouldn't be against signing either one. Solid ratings there. Go Alabama. Thank you for becoming a member. I know you guys see Dalvin Cook. I'm not trying to like super take advantage of the game here. So we'll see if he gets a big deal. I'm not trying to just make those kinds of moves though. Y'all know that. CO, thank you for the super chat. Got a quick Chargers 2020 draft prediction. Quarterback. Yeah, they haven't had a very good season. If they continue to lose games here down the stretch, they could be in line to take a quarterback. And I think it'd be very difficult to pass if they do pick top 6, 7. Titans are solid. I think that Tannehill has raised the bar there. So that's an example of finding a veteran backup and having it work out once he has to play. Doesn't happen very often, but very cool. Calais Campbell, the veteran. I'd be interested, although we're getting extremely low on cap space here. Let's move to stage 4. I don't know what the Bucs are going to do, but I know with Winston at quarterback, they're so much fun to watch. So, Kyle Long accepts the deal. Calais Campbell accepts the deal. So, some veterans coming in, the trenches get even stronger. Kyle Long replaces Ron Leary. We bring in Trent Williams. Mac Hillhouse starts. Jawan James inside the guard. We're just looking for a center. We already got Curtis Samuel, Josh Rosen. Defensively, Campbell now becomes the anchor of the D-line, and we didn't really have one before. It's coming together. I'd say free agency's been a better free agent period than any I've had in a while. Let me save my game quick. I know it's been auto-saving, but I want to save my main file. Yeah, I got a lot. It's fine. Free agency has been very rock solid for me, I'd say. Yeah, I gotta fix that hold X to reorder, which I can do that now. I forget exactly how I fix it, but there it is. It could be a much better year for us, the way things are looking right now through free agency. I'm pretty happy with what we've done. Finishing out the scouting now. 6.4 in the 7th round. How did he get a 6.4? All those are pretty bad. Short route running, medium route running, spec catch. I was just curious. I haven't scouted many tight ends. I think we're pretty much solid there. Plus, tight ends in Madden just normally end up being pretty underwhelming. Maybe Eddie Higgins. Not bad. Any running backs I forgot about? 7.4 Brian Landry. Okay, so like a lot of other power backs that come into the game. The power backs, they grade nicely, they don't play nicely. That's the problem. Yeah, I gotta fix that again. I will in a moment. Let's move on to another song. By the way, at quarterback, I think I've done all the scouting there I need to do. I just gotta decide, you know, do I take Taquan Layton if I get the opportunity? Okay, Jamichael Wooden. Not bad. Malik Evans. Not quite as good, but decent. And I'm pretty low on scouting points now. Let me find a really strong defensive tackle late. I have to take a chance on these players anyway. I might as well just find one who's really strong and scout their first rating. Yeah, Chad Garrison's decent enough. Decent block shedding. Okay. That's the proper way to only spend those points, I think. I finished the middle linebacker like ages ago. 3,160 of you in chat. Thank you all for being here today. Please leave a like on the stream if you haven't done so already. It's been a fun off season already, and we haven't even gotten to the draft. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Trade Chris Harris so you have more cap to sign depth players. I don't know that I need it. The cap space, that is. I have 49 players, I think, on the roster, and I'm about to sign a draft class. So after that, we're probably going to be set, I would imagine. But yeah, Rosen, Williams, Long, Samuel. Quite a haul for the offense. Defensively, we're not doing quite as much. We bring in Calais Campbell. Things could be looking up for Denver. Yeah, let me fix that quick before that's on there perpetually. Time to draft. I'm kind of scared. Yeah, I spent some Coach XP. I just spent my XP the other day on some XP packages. I forget them all. But here's what I have unlocked. Master Trade, Expert Scouting. Didn't do anything in free agency, really. I guess I already had offensive line, so that might have helped today. And then player progression stuff. And I was waiting to earn some XP, I think, to get wide receiver. But we'll see what I need. Now that we're more veteran-focused at receiver, then I might not, depending on who we pick up in the draft. If we get a receiver, I think we will. But let's go, everybody. The 2021 NFL Draft. Let's begin. The Oakland Raiders are on the clock first. The Miami Dolphins pick twice before us. All right. We have some true stars in this class. And right now, the player that I would really like to get is Norman Proctor, the can't-miss center from Auburn. I think that he would be a tremendous addition to our team. And if we can't get him, the options are nowhere near as good. But we can still get somebody like Lance Swenson or Bill Williams, Connor Washington. But man, to get the best and elite level center after that position was such a mess last year, that would be awesome. But then you have these quarterbacks. Where do Raymond and Colbert go? And who takes a shot on Taquan Layton? This is going to be a lot of fun, everybody. It's time for us to begin. The Oakland Raiders will start. And at number 1 overall, the Oakland Raiders select Princeton Ross, pass rusher, Vanderbilt. 78 overall player goes number 1. Now, I would like to take a look at the needs for some of these other teams, because I am worried that maybe Proctor could go. The Vikings. Center's not among their top needs. Who are the other teams that we're looking for a player here? No center. Wasn't like Tennessee next. Might have to leapfrog them. Number 5 on their needs, but still. And if the Dolphins need center, I cannot let them get Proctor. I can't. That team's already done too much to get better. Center's not on their needs. And Buffalo, not on their needs. We can try staying put, but I want to see how this first round unfolds. Let's move to a new song. All right, the Minnesota Vikings, with their first pick at number 2 overall, select Kerry Rose, middle linebacker from Alabama. Who's next at 3? Chase Mosley. So they replaced Trent Williams with the best tackle in the class. Okay. Next up, the Tennessee Titans. They have selected Moses Ingram, pass rusher from Auburn. 2 pass rushers off the board. And now the Miami Dolphins. They don't need him because they have Rodney Hudson. But do the Miami Dolphins take Hayden Jean-Charles? Are they going to do it? What's going on, Stacks? Stacks Montana in the house. All right, showtime, everybody. Landon Shanky to the Miami Dolphins, another pass rusher. So they have added Garrett. They have added Shanky. That's pretty scary. By the way, do we get our updated schedule? I would love to know if we get the Dolphins again. Just a preview of our schedule. We get Mahomes and Lamar Jackson first 2 weeks, then Baker Mayfield. All right, we don't get the Dolphins this year. Not on the schedule. That's all right. The Buffalo Bills at number 6 select Hayden Jean-Charles, 81 overall. Wow, I knew Blackjack had something special for him. Wow. Buffalo, that's a serious move right there. And we will see Hayden week 6. It's happening. All right, we're on the clock. No need to mess around here. He's early round 1 talent. We make the pick. And we solidify this offensive line after a very forgetful season. We're selecting Norman Proctor. At number 7 overall, we got hidden development. Yes, look how excited he is. 6'8", very tall for his center. I'm curious, Blackjack, you didn't edit his height or anything. That was just the way it was. 89 strength. His run blocking is better than his pass blocking, so that's going to be the first thing we work on. Got to make him a better pass protector. But that's a solid center right there. I'm so happy with this offseason. Allow me to save and plot my next move. Norman Proctor was the pick. And now, the offense might not have a major need to address immediately. We can still look for a receiver, I think. And we can ponder quarterback. No quarterbacks have been taken yet. We could even think about another offensive lineman, as Trent Williams isn't a long-term solution, but he's a 2-year solution, that's for sure. The guard situation we can also consider. And then defensively, I mean, a corner wouldn't be a bad idea. Even a safety. I think corner would be more pressing of a need with Harris in the last year of his deal. Probably the same for Callahan. All right. If I trade up, I'm not ready to trade up yet. So let's sim a couple picks. Philadelphia, number 8. John Cologne from Baylor, a 71 overall. I mean, it might not be a bad pick, but that's probably not the best value there. The Bengals now. Did they try replacing Andy Dalton? No. Brian Bennett, defensive tackle out of Texas. Pittsburgh. Pearson Northcutt, free safety. They go defensive back. I can't see quarterback going the next few picks. Arizona. Lance Swenson, guard. Extra protection for Kyler Murray. This is a draft class that Blackjack built for me. and it'll be available for you to use after I'm done with this. San Francisco. Silas Hart. Wow. The Buccaneers are on the clock. We're getting closer to one of our second round picks. We actually have 3. We pick at 38 and 39. And I'm really interested in potentially trading up for Jason Burgess or Terrell Corville. 4.37 speed here for Burgess. 4.46 for Corville. Corville's got the better top 3. Release, spec catch, catch in traffic. And I want someone who can get downfield. So deep threat makes me think he probably has some deep route running there as well. We just can't see. So Burgess or Corville? That's the question. Burgess is 23. Physical. Corville 22 deep threat. Go for Raymond. Burgess, neither. There are some other good receivers for sure. I guess I shouldn't forget about that because, you know, if I take a receiver now, what does that mean? What do we do later? Is the offensive line deep enough to still consider when I could wait a little bit, end up with someone like Deion Price, 4.34 speed, just 20 years old? Like, that's also intriguing. John Lee is all right. Ben Ayers, 4.32 speed. We already added Samuel as one of the fastest receivers in the league, but we could add some serious speed if we add one more. So let me just take a look at my board. A lot of receivers, of course. Oh, I'm in receivers, so yeah, I'd expect that. Damar Thomas. Wow, that would be fun. That sure would be fun. There's still Michael Alexander. Now, I think there are some pretty good offensive lineman options later on. Okay. So, O-line now or later, receiver now or later. I think the one thing that separates here is like Damar Thomas. I know his speed isn't there. Release is, let me see the super chat. Release is easier to develop than speed. Yeah, you can't create a lot of speed. You might get lucky once or twice in a player's career. So the thing is both of them have enough speed. Burgess and Corville, that is. And then you have more speed down the board. We can probably sit right now. The Buccaneers. What do they do here? Pick 13. Jaden Leggett from Miami. My $2 to stick with Adam Kane. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Oh, did you send it twice? What's up with that? Appreciate the super chats, everybody. I don't think with Galladay and Jones they'd go receiver here. Detroit could think corner. Let's think about trading up here. 14th overall. Corner is one of their top needs. So how difficult would it be to move up with this second round pick? I always start low, see what it would really take. Seems doable. If I package in the 3, what does that look like? We're gonna need more. Okay. A lot of you don't like this idea. I just think that Damar would be pretty interesting to pick up. I think I have to come out of this draft with a corner. Throw in Kane. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, if I don't take Thomas, who just has, like, press man, like, that fits what I want to do so much. Eric McKinney, more of a zone corner, but wow, that speed. I'd have to consider even, like, if McKinney's better than Thomas. If one goes, I could just target the next. I think there's a drop-off, though, once you get to Agnew. Like, there's no way he's anywhere near as good as McKinney and Thomas. They're a different group. And then Matt Bankston. Wouldn't be bad. Good catching, good press. Probably fits what I want to do as well. Down the board, I mean, I don't think these options are super great. Maybe Tyson De Carvalho from Miami. A lot of speed in this class, all over the place. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of seeing which corner goes and then targeting the next guy. Terrell Corville off the board. Staying in Big Ten country. Corville to the Lions. I didn't think they'd do that with Galladay and Jones. Presumably, both are still there. Let me see. No Marvin Jones, so that makes a lot of sense. The Colts are on the clock. Garrett Brewer, defensive tackle from Texas. Not the first defensive tackle from Texas. The New York Giants. Do they go quarterback? Is this the spot? They have Teddy Bridgewater. Do they go quarterback? Colby Frost, middle linebacker. Wow. I thought they would go quarterback. I can't believe that. Cleveland. George Lobato. I can't believe some of these players that are going, knowing some of the players that are still out there. The AI went quarterback multiple times last draft, though. The Jets did. The Dolphins did in the first round. There might have been one more team. But the Jets did. William Rivera. Saints on the clock. What are their needs looking like? $3,200 in the chat right now. I can't believe this offseason. They need quarterback and cornerback. Wow. What else is new? Giants messing up again. I'm sorry, Christian. I do feel bad for the Giants fans out there. Oh, man. I wonder if they take Oliver Raymond here. Justin Colbert is the first quarterback off the board. Over Oliver Raymond. Wow. Colbert to the Saints. Are they on the schedule? No, they wouldn't be. We just played the NFC South this year. We play the NFC East. Oh boy. KC. Bill Williams, offensive line addressed. Green Bay. This might be a decent spot to trade up. Austin, thank you for the super chat. This is now a Josh Rosen can't be as bad as the other options chat. Rosen's never had a supporting cast like he's going to have now with what we've done. A lot of you are saying Deion Price right now. Yeah, receivers on the list of the Packers' needs. Jason Burgess is still there, by the way. So they both have good spec catch. Price has better deep route running. Burgess has better release and looks to be faster. Or he's not faster, but probably 1 point off. Price, though, at 20 years old. I mean, that's super intriguing to have him that young. mid-2 in terms of talent. I think Burgess ends up going before him. I'm surprised he's still there now. The corners are there. I think I know what I want to do. What have I missed? Steven, you have missed a lot. There are a lot of new players on this team. The offseason has been going pretty well. It's been a lot of fun. I'll, of course, recap everything once I get to the end. But I want to try trading up here with the Green Bay Packers. I wonder if I could give them our other second-round pick there. So how hard would it be to move up 19 spots? Is it just me, or is this tougher to trade than the one with the Lions? Like, for real. Green Bay's playing hardball. Shaquan Johnson, 69 overall. Wow. Dan, thank you for the super chat. This is a great draft to leverage the future to get 3 first-rounders this year. Yeah, I mean, those 5th-year options are now in the game. Those are, of course, more valuable. And we're right there, top of the 2nd. So now we'll sim past the Chargers. Oliver Raymond. Raymond and Colbert go round 1. We'll see Raymond twice a year. Let me save quick. All right. The Ravens are on the clock. We know they're not going quarterback. Halfback could be in play here. Okay. I'm comfortable simming past the Ravens pick. Damar Thomas, 75 overall. He is off the board. Okay. Carolina's on the clock, and I have interest in trading up. What do you guys thought of the new music today? Just found some stuff from the YouTube audio library today that I liked. How hard is it to trade up in this spot? Not easy. I know a lot of you say the stay put or whatever, but I know what I want to do. It's not something I can wait around for. Could give up the 4. How come you guys don't want me to trade up? There's some first round talent that's not going to be around forever. We don't pick for like 14, 15 selections. I'll sim past Carolina. Jason Burgess off the board. And that brings us to the Rams. I'm still looking to trade up. Maybe there's one team more willing than some others. I feel like the Lions were pretty good at negotiating with me. If I throw in the 3 to move up with the Rams, it might work if I throw in that 5th round pick now. This is ridiculous. I can't believe how difficult this is. Trade Callahan or Brooks. I don't want to trade either one, baby. Your thoughts on Terry McLaurin? I like Terry McLaurin, Andre. I think that definitely overlooked in the draft process. And I think he separated himself from a lot of the rookie receivers this season. Adrian Spikes is off the board, and now we're talking to Jacksonville. Well, I want me to trade Hamilton. Deshaun Hamilton. Are they less interested than other teams? Is that even green? That's only medium interest in that pick. We're close. I'll sim past this pick. There's something I'm trying to make happen right now. I know I'm being very cryptic about it. Michael Alexander's off the board. That's not who I was going to pick, but that is a player that would be worth trading up for. So we keep going. We'll try it with Atlanta. I feel like the 3rd and the 5th might get it done this time. Finally, we have moved up from pick 38 to pick 26. We give up our 3rd rounder and 5th round pick. Why did we do that? I'm not trying to manipulate the trade logic with players like that. I don't like stacking all that stuff on top of each other. I've already gotten lucky that I got Locke and everything for the 2nd round pick. I moved up because I saw a rare chance to address corner. And I am selecting Eric McKinney with this selection. 73 overall with hidden development. McKinney has 95 speed. He is a zone corner, like pure zone. But I'll be working on that man coverage. And I want to see if he can be one of the players that takes over for either Chris Harris or Bryce Callahan. I thought this was a rare chance to address corner, be prepared for the future. Now, he's not complete at all. He has a very specific skill set. He's also a little injury prone, but some really good traits here off the bat. Yeah, if I wanted to play him at safety, he'd probably be pretty strong there, but I need a cornerback. They thought Byron Jones should play safety too. Then they saw what he was better at. All right. Nice start. Center and corner. Like, defense hasn't gotten much love. I had to do something on defense. So now what's next? A lot of interest here in Deion Price. A true game changer. I'd love to add him to this team. We pick at round 2, pick 7. I felt like trading up for the corner was more important than Price because there are still other receivers later. I do think Price is better, but it was I didn't want to have like Price plus whatever corners later on. I'd rather have McKinney and what other receivers are there. Ben Ayers maybe. So now, I mean, do I consider trading up into the first round again? Seattle's here. Although I just gave up some of our draft depth to do this. Let me go back to show you what I have right now in terms of picks. I have my 2s and then 4, 5, 6, 7. And the thing is if I package those 2s, you can basically say goodbye to Taquan Leighton. That's still something that's in the back of my mind, like with how talented he could be. Do we take a shot on Leighton with one of these second round picks? Now, is it worth it to trade up our second round at 7 overall with the 4 and the 5 and basically have no depth from this draft? I just don't think that's really smart. Ian Patterson off the board to Seattle. I think right now we have to stay put. The Jets, Trevor McGraw, outside linebacker. The Houston Texans select Randall Agnew. Was he the one I didn't trust with the top 3? The Chicago Bears select Garrison Landry. That's not who I think it is it? No, Douglas Callahan's who I was thinking of. We want Leighton, says Colin. Leighton could be pretty special. I think Kanan Brooks could have a future, but right now they are backup quarterbacks, and for them to become starters, they need a lot of time. And comparing them to Taquan Leighton, I mean, Leighton's so much more intriguing. And Leighton's probably not the next quarterback off the board. It'll probably be Kyle Dillon. Depending on... I don't think there's a single team in the league that focuses on scramblers. Their archetype, is there? Like, even the Ravens, what's theirs say? Ugh. But Price could be the next receiver off the board, and that's what's terrifying to me. But if we miss on him, there's Ben Ayers. Cowboys. DeAndre Steele, UCF. And the Patriots at 32 select Jamichael Wooden. They do not go quarterback. They have Phillip Rivers. So now the Raiders. We're not trading with them. Amani Jones, the top running back. So now it's him and Josh Jacobs. Wow. And the Minnesota Vikings select Marlon Hodge from Tennessee. We're getting close. I was really considering Amani Jones too. 69 overall is a lot less than I expected. Oh man. I want to see. Does it show future picks at this menu? No, just this year's. What are we sitting on for next year? Have I given up anything? I mean, I know I did earlier a future pick. They don't need a receiver. So next year I'm looking at a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Because I doubled up somewhere. I just traded away the extra. Okay. We'll sim this pick. Nick Meeks, tight end. That'll bring up Tennessee. What do they need? Not a receiver, but what do the Dolphins need? Not a receiver either. We can probably stay put. But I'll see if I could get up to the Titans pick for very cheap. I'll just see if that's possible. I just want to move up 3 spots, so it shouldn't take much. I'm working on it. Let's see if this works. Not yet. All right. It's not easy to move up. Emmanuel Quincy, running back from Arizona. And now the Miami Dolphins. Jaquan Jennings. They did want receiver. Wow. Wow. And the Falcons. Last team in our way. They shouldn't. They shouldn't do it. I can't believe... I tried to leapfrog Miami in case they went receiver. And they did. Just a different receiver. Matt Bankston off the board, and here we are. We're adding a playmaker. Dion Price. 70 overall. It is a little bit of a reach. Only normal dev. But he's only 20 years old. 97 speed. 84 deep route running. Wow, he needs some work. But the upside is immense. Also a little injury prone. Watch out for this offense this year. We've added some speed finally. I cannot wait to retool the playbook around these players. Holy cow. So now we're not going to be picking for a while. And we'll see what happens. If Taquan Layton is there, I think he's the pick. But we've got to see. We'll start speeding up the simming now. Jawan Winston. Akeem Kennedy. Arthur Perkins. Kobe Stevens. Eric Larimore. Oh, okay. The Giants didn't take a quarterback again. Malik Evans. Jason Pruitt, receiver to the Saints, to go with Justin Colbert. Daniel Foster, not as good as the Daniel Foster in Kalispell. Chauncey McNeil. Brennan Mooney. Jamar Webster. Ooh, nice pick. Shaquille Davis. Heath Cash. Ooh. That's nice. Kyle Bowers. DeMarcus Boss. Tyler Kirby. Alfonso Arrington. And Rod Pine. And we are on the clock. Is it time? Taquan Layton. I think with how this team has been built up through free agency, we can absolutely afford to go quarterback again. Taquan Layton is the pick, everybody, with 69 overall, hidden development. What do you think his speed is? I don't know what Blackjack was thinking, but he ran like 4.5. So I don't think he's as fast as Lamar Jackson, but I'll say 87 speed. The accuracies are going to need some work for sure. And the plan is not to start Taekwon late in day one, but it's to figure out when is his time. 87 speed. I was dead on. 84 acceleration, 91 agility, 86 injury. So after all this, we do end up with Taekwon Layton. I will not rush him into action like I did with Drew Lock, Adam Kane, and Hudson Brooks. Does this mean one of our quarterbacks could be dealt? Possibly, but I can't make that decision now. All I know is I still think Rosen is going to be the day one starter. The question then becomes, who's QB2? Can't wait for the preseason. I wasn't sure if I'd have the shot to take Layton, but getting that extra second round pick made it possible. That and making sure we already had the offensive line solidified. So much was already taken care of. Why wouldn't I start him right away? Because backup quarterbacks, they're not performing well enough for us. Plus, we have a chance to be decent this year, and Rosen's accuracy is a lot more developed. They're similar overall, but for different reasons. And I think Josh Rosen, to begin this year, is going to be our best quarterback, especially as he gets an upgrade nearly immediately. So now I wonder when the next quarterbacks go. And Kyle Dillon goes to Philly. Okay. Part of me wondered if somebody would take a shot on Layton in that second round. The Giants had me worried. And I guess they're going to stick with Teddy for another year. And they don't take quarterback here. Layton should be what Lamar was his rookie year. Yeah, Mama Bear, I think that we could definitely have Layton just be the backup. I don't know if I draw up any packages for him. I guess I'll see how preseason goes and then go from there. There's De Carvalho to the Packers. What do you think of this offseason, everybody? Callahan's off the board. Wasn't going to be a need for us. JoJo Drake. Nicholas Baldwin was just taken by the Bucks. 61 overall quarterback. Please switch to competitive gameplay. Try it preseason. I don't think I'll be doing that, Charles. I've never really played competitive, but I know that it affects things like injury, I believe, and I don't see the upside to that. Add the Taysom Hill formation for Layton. I could take a look at that. That's been patched into the game. Jakari Hitchens off the board now to Chicago. I liked Hitchens. I am not looking to trade up now. John Lee off the board. Kane Campbell. Phillip Douglas, another solid pick for Miami here in the 4th round. Chad Moore, and now it's our turn. The draft board still has 23 players, including Ben Ayers, but wide receiver is now not a need for us. We have a deep position group there. Layton has 64 catching. Hey, maybe. That's not great catching, but possibly. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, there was a 7th round running back that I was considering. I'm just taking a look at all my options here. Because, yeah, I would love to take Marion Peppers. I just want to see how many O-line options I have. There's Caden Sweezy. A lot of O-line options there. Might be able to trade back right here. There's one more player I want you to get. It'll be interesting to talk with you, Blackjack, after this to see what you think of how I handled this. Dropping to the 5 for a 7. We could get a future pick, a future 3. Where are my picks? Early 5, early 6. Okay, so it's early every round. And there's not a lot of defense left either. Like, I still wanted to take a pass rusher. I likely will. I'm probably not going to let myself trade down here. I've already gotten, I think, some good trade deals, and I try to limit how much trading I do. I like even turning training off in some cases, but... Oh, man. Ben Ayers is out there. Can't wait to see how good he is, but I feel like I should just make this pick. We still have some really good guards here. We're going to select Marvin Walsh, guard. He is a 68 overall. It is a solid value for this spot of the draft. And while he needs some work, he might be ready to play in a year or two. This offseason's been all about the offense. I'm doing everything I can to make this team better, everybody. Ben Ayers goes to the Cowboys at 69 overall. Okay, so same overall as Deion Price. And we'll check out some ratings after we're done here. This team, man. Zach Sawyer off the board to the Lions. What was Adam Cain's overall when I drafted him? As Whitney's only a 62. His top 3 was nice, Blackjack. I feel like he was one of those traps. Does anybody draft Sidney John Charles? That's my question. Was he 67? 68? Okay. Because the thing was, Cain was actually a third-round talent, but because of the bug that caused everybody to be viewed as a first-round talent, I didn't know that. I saw his top 3, and I'm like, yeah, slam dunk. Caden Sweezy, by the way, 6th round talent, or 6th round prospect, 4th round talent, goes in the 4th. Don't be afraid to be reaching on good players. Can we get some practice today? Probably not, Joseph. The off seasons here usually run really long, so I'm probably going to shut it down after the draft. But I'll probably do some streaming of preseason. Chad Garrison. Yeah, he was one of the better players left. Eddie Higgins, that was like the only tight end I was still interested in. Alfonso Williams. LaMarcus Kendricks, nice pick. I think now we have to think about that running back. Here's the board, by the way. I only have one running back on the board. Yeah, it's a slam dunk pick here. Peppers doesn't have great speed, but what I'm really excited about is his acceleration and agility. Like, you saw the big plays from J.D. McKissick. He doesn't even have 90 speed. It's either 88 or 89. If you have good agility and acceleration, that sometimes is just as valuable as top-end speed. Peppers is the pick. And we have a 69 overall hidden development running back. Wow. 88 speed, 83 break tackle. Really solid player. I love that high agility. Love the catching. Beautiful. Fantastic. Marion Peppers. Love the free agent moves in the draft so far. Not a big fan of Rosen, but I'm hoping he works out. Well, there's no excuses, Tyler. If Rosen can't succeed here, maybe it's time to choose a new profession. Or just be a backup and make a lot of money like Chase Daniel over the course of a 10-year career. That's a decent path too. And that's like, I wanted to admit defeat on the Adam Kane pick early. Like, the thing was, he wasn't supposed to be taken early and start early. He was supposed to be a later pick. That was my mistake. And I wanted to admit it sooner than later. Even after a year of playing time, a year of getting better, skill-wise, it wasn't going to be the right move to stick with him. Especially with this window that we have with the defense. They should be really good this year. And I think our offense got so much better today. Wow, what an offseason. This is one of the most important off seasons I've had on the channel in quite some time. And I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Ooh, 67 overall. If Sydney doesn't get drafted, please sign him. The problem with that is I already have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. So what am I really going to do? Keep him on the practice squad? Possibly. Leon Robertson. What's with the Dolphins? And they... Oh, we'll just take a 70 overall in the 4th round. We'll take a 67 in the 6th round. Oh, this team just doesn't miss. Ned Norris, Utah Daddy to the Buffalo Bills. There you go, Blackjack. We're on the clock now. The board still has 4 players. Sydney is one of them. Release everyone else and start Sydney. Doesn't even have a rating here in his top 3 for accuracy. I'm going to take a pass rusher here. I'm going to give Sydney a chance to go somewhere where he's actually going to play. It's not here. Dom Poe is the pick, 59 overall. Like I said, I didn't want to trade down. I've already gotten, you know, my trade stuff out of the way. Not a bad option, though, for the practice squad with decent speed and finesse. Strength is there. It's a blackjack trick. Sidney John Charles is a god. Just watch. I have no idea what he did with him. He's not taken there by San Francisco. Does anybody want Sidney Jean Charles? Not even the Giants. They want Rocco Lewis. He is like an undrafted projected player, so that might keep him from being drafted at all. We'll see. He has 6th round true talent, though. Another quarterback, and it's not Sid. Watch the Dolphins take Sidney Jean Charles. Thank you for those super chats, by the way. Wouldn't be surprised at this stage. How about the Patriots? Oh, no. How about the Raiders? Nope. Not to Minnesota. Really? He played with it for the Gophers? Jared Dwyer. Not to Miami. And not to Cleveland. I'm going to give a team the chance to draft Sid. If he's undrafted, I might sign him. For now, I'm going to take Jimmy McDaniel. Backup fullback. 66 overall. Might be nice to have on the practice squad. 85 lead block, 76 speed. I mean, wow. I'm not trying to replace Andy Janovich, but these ratings are really good. Jimmy McDaniel. I'm not letting him wear 23, though. That's going to be going to a skill player at a different spot. All right. Does anyone take Sid? At this point, I feel like he's going undrafted. He's been passed up so many times. The available board full of receivers. He's right there. I feel like he's going to be similar to Hudson Brooks. And he's just not going. Will Sidney go undrafted? Nice pick, Atlanta. And Seattle. It makes sense for Chicago to take him. They don't do it. Could Sidney Jean-Charles be Mr. Irrelevant and go to the Patriots? Well, it didn't show. If he's Mr. Irrelevant, I would actually be so happy. That'd be an amazing story. Let me just check the Patriots. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. He went undrafted. Someone's going to pick him up. But how about that for an offseason, everybody? In this draft, we continue to add to our offense with Norman Proctor, hidden development center. We end up taking Eric McKinney from Florida State. Then we go Deion Price. We added 2 97 speed receivers this year. Taquan Layton. That was kind of a luxury pick for us, but just his talent, very difficult to deny. And while he needs some time, I'll be more than patient with him. Marvin Walsh at guard. Marion Peppers. Hidden development for him. Let's take a look at some of these other players. Very interested in how these quarterbacks were rated, by the way. Justin Colbert goes to the Saints. He was the first quarterback selected. He has normal dev. And Colbert has very solid accuracies here to be a day one quarterback. And I'm pretty sure he has a good chance to be the day one guy. This class reminded me of the 2012 Seahawks in a way. A lot of very good players you added. They'll be useful for years to come. Yeah, just took a quarterback a little bit earlier than they took Russ. If Sidney is a free agent week 4, you have to sign him. Yeah, I put him on the practice squad, but I have 4 quarterbacks already, and I'm willing to let him go to a different team to see if he can find a role. So that's Colbert. But the Chargers took Oliver Raymond to replace Phillip Rivers. Raymond is a 72 overall. He has hidden development. So the Chargers may be able to seamlessly move on from Phillip Rivers, but he's a deep ball passer. His short accuracy needs a lot of work. We'll see how much development he can do early on in his career. Here was the Chargers class, by the way. They got Terrell Love, normal dev. I really liked him. Very strong, very fast. So it's the physical skills that propped up his overall, not the football skills. The block shedding and everything else. He's really raw. Brennan Mooney. Not bad. Solid second round pick. Got some upside there. How about the Chiefs? Bill Williams. And then they kind of didn't do a whole lot. Williams, solid guard. Definitely has some weaknesses, though. Daniel Foster at center. LaMarcus Sampson. not terrible. Gonna need some time, but I see a shot here. And then the Raiders, still trusting Derek Carr. They take Princeton Ross at number 1. Hidden dev, pass rusher. 80 speed. Yeah, that's really nice. Gonna be a better run stopper off the bat, though, than pass rusher. So that's more of an Ed Oliver type selection, I'd say. Amani Jones, though, at 69. Solid speed and break tackle. Doesn't have a lot of moves, but I think with those 2 ratings alone, plus decent vision and carrying, got a shot there. What players we want to see? Landon Shanky to the Dolphins. I should check out their class. Yeah, Shanky. Ooh. Good selection. We got to see Hayden for the Bills. Hidden dev, 81 overall. Man, Hayden's in the NFL at last. No gloves. 81 speed, 83 catching, 71 run block. He's going to be so good. He's not getting gloves. No. Terrell Corville. Considered trading up for him. He has hidden dev. The speed is not great. And one thing I really wanted here was a lot of speed. More than Hamilton and Sutton. So Corville wouldn't have been the perfect player. Burgess would have been the better option. He ended up going a lot later than I expected. I'm guessing he has like 94 speed. Yeah. Bit raw. But basically they replaced Curtis Samuel with a very similar skill set when Samuel was a rookie. But there was also Jaquan Jennings, who went to the Dolphins. Okay, so he was a little overrated, but he had hidden dev. That's still a win for them, I'd say. 87 speed, 80 short route running. Okay. Not bad. We get Deion Price. How about Eric Larimore? I think he was a slot receiver. Not bad. This receiver class had a lot of really interesting, like, number 2 options. We'll check out DeMar. Jason Pruitt, hidden dev. Purely short route running, though. Yeah, let me go back to the corner. DeMar Thomas goes to Baltimore, hidden dev. 86 speed. So that's on the low end of what you want at corner. But with the man coverage ability, that's really nice. So yeah, I think with the press coverage and everything else, he should be pretty good depending on how they play him. What about Ben Ayers? I want to see his ratings. Oh yeah, Rod Pine was another receiver taken. Decent. The speed's a little lacking, though. Nothing really stands out for him. Okay at everything. Oh, yeah, Kyle Dillon to the Eagles. Oh, yeah, the short accuracy, no good. Nope. Adric Young, top 3 were all route runnings. And that's surely his strength. He would have been worth taking. I just wasn't so sure. The release is low and the catching's not great off the bat. So the Heisman winner in this class was Michael Lewis. He went 2 rounds ahead of where he was supposed to, I think. Talent-wise anyway. He ends up going to New Orleans. And what's awesome here is he's a great receiving... No, I must be thinking of somebody else. I thought I was going to say he was a great receiving back, and New Orleans traditionally has good receiving backs, but he's just a speed back, really. LaMarcus Sampson. We checked his ratings already. So if I didn't trade up for McKinney, I was probably going to end up with somebody like De Carvalho, who's solid, but I mean, nowhere near the same upside. Where's Ayers? Oh yeah, Jakari Hitchens to the Bears. Has some real weaknesses here in his game, but there's some stuff to like as well. John Lee. Decent slot receiver guy. Ayers went early 4 to the Cowboys. Hidden Dev. All right. 94 speed. Would have been a good option too. But I'm really happy with our class. Very happy with it. Caden Sweezy went kind of early. I thought Blackjack might give him hidden development, but no. And actually, Caden seems to be almost a trap. Like, more of a backup than potential starter. 75 speed, though. Can't believe all the quarterbacks that went ahead of Sid, though. Like, we better check out his ratings, huh? Callahan. Refresh my memory. I've just been seeing names for 3 hours. Who's Callahan? You're not saying Bryce, right? Like on our team? The middle linebacker? Ah. Douglas Callahan. 66, 21 years old. Okay, so he's basically Christian Baxter minus some block shedding, I think. And no hidden dev. Utah Daddy. The Bills took him. Ned Norris. Normal dev. 80 short accuracy. Yeah, good backup quarterback option here with some speed to back up Josh Allen. Not a bad choice. I hope y'all had a fun day today. I know I did. Please leave a like if you had a good time today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will be wrapping up here shortly. I just wanted to take a look at Sidney Jean-Charles. Brett Hundley has not been picked up. Wow. If we suffer an injury, I'd probably pick up Hundley. I can't believe he's being overlooked right now, especially after that season. That's where the everything from Madden has to get better. He got picked up. Somebody signed him. When I simmed, he got signed. Wow. So someone had a chance to get Hundley and didn't. Where do you think he is? The Bears would make a lot of sense. But they have not picked up Sidney Jean-Charles. Not on Cincinnati. Poor Ned Norris, 4th string. If it's the Dolphins. It's not. They got Nick Mullins, who's a solid backup. We'll have to check where Dalvin went. I just want to know if Sidney got in a good spot. And what are the Giants doing? I love Teddy Bridgewater, but they had to sign somebody. Trubisky here to Jacksonville. Where is Sid? Not the Patriots. Not the Raiders. Did the game, like, make him disappear? Where'd he go? Or did he go to Minnesota, where he played college football? That's exactly what happened. The Vikings signed him. I went through all 32 teams. Sydney Jean-Charles to the Vikings. Keep up the good work, Mr. Hurricane. Thank you, Gage. And thank you for all the super chats, everybody. Thank you for all the support today. It's been an incredible live stream. And what a spot for Sydney to land. Hidden Dev. He led the Gophers. And he's not leaving the state. Unbelievable how that went. Yeah, the ratings do remind me a lot in some ways of Hudson Brooks. The medium accuracy is awful. He's not ready day one, but he's going to develop. 81 speed. Sydney Jean-Charles has his spot for now. Where'd Dalvin go? Baltimore. Ooh. That's a nasty spot, and we're going to see him second game of the year. Were there any other players you wanted to see the landing spots for? Like, I know we considered Sammy Watkins. He ended up going to the Patriots. Yep, Lamar Jackson, Dalvin Cook. Is Richie James in free agency? Oh yeah, I never signed him back. Allow me to just scroll to 71 overall. Or is he higher? I'm not sure where he went. He must be a free agent. Yeah. So there were some players where if things didn't work out, I was going to look to make some trades. Like I wasn't sure about receiver. What if there wasn't a free agent and we missed early? So my plan there was going to be one of three players. The first one was going to be Deebo Samuel, who has been buried on the San Francisco depth chart. So I think that he would have been a fine addition, but didn't have to go there. I was also considering DJ Chark from the Jaguars. Not as good as Samuel, but really good deep route running. I was also considering Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Packers, but I sure like how things worked out instead. And if we couldn't keep Lindsey and I had to go get a veteran running back, I was going to try trading. I'm not sure how easy this would have been, but I would have traded for Jerick McKinnon. That was the plan. I had some backup plans that I ultimately didn't have to worry about. I'm interested now. Miami, here's their running back roster. Sharkwest Towns is now not the fourth running back. He is the second. And he's probably not too far away from taking the job entirely from Kenyon Drake. I want to check some depth charts now to see who's going to be playing. The Browns didn't play Centarius Phillips as a rookie. And it looks like he's still fifth on the depth chart. Part of me wants someone to trade for Antonio Callaway so he can at least be the 4. Because he's in the worst spot right now to be a 76 overall receiver. Glenn Hayes is now their third corner on the depth chart. So he should be playing. Let me check the Dolphins chart again. So Towns is the 2, but the 2s will actually play a lot. Now, how about the specialist spots? He's close to third down back, not quite there. Power, Balaj has that, so that kind of stinks. The Bills. Hayden Jean-Charles starting day one over Tyler Kroft. That's good. That's good. Very good. Chargers starting Oliver Raymond. Saints starting Justin Colbert. 2 rookie starters there. Sydney behind Kirk Cousins. But I wonder if they end up signing somebody like Brett Hundley. I hope not. I want to see Sid get a shot. Heikkinen is X Factor, yes. Let me make sure I haven't missed any super chats. I know I've kind of been in my zone here lately. But thank you for all the super chats, everybody. All the support. Just you being here is enough, but you know, a lot of you were very generous today, and I appreciate that. Never feel like you have to give super chats or anything. I don't want anybody to be pressured into that. But, you know, if you would like to, I'm not just saying this because I am a content creator, but I do think it's important to support the content creators that you enjoy, allow them to be as independent as possible. And I certainly consume a lot of content myself, and I have some Twitch subs and whatnot, and, you know, I'm not just the creator. I know what it's like to be in your shoes and to, like, you know, want content to watch if you're having a bad day or if things are just tough or you just need a little entertainment. And I've certainly spent a lot of time on Twitch lately, especially watching streams. It's become one of my primary forms of entertainment. Been watching Blackjack a lot the last couple nights for sure. Harley, thank you for the super chat. Longtime fan since Vikings franchise. Love seeing original subscribers show up. Still here. Not sick of me yet. You've watched hundreds of interceptions, and you still enjoy it. Next Bucks episode, probably Monday. I'm probably going to take it easy this weekend. We'll see if I can get some stuff done. But now I have to work on the preseason for this, which I might just wait and start streaming that Monday or something. We'll see. I've been putting so much time into planning out this offseason that I've hardly been able to do anything else lately. Leo, thank you. So upset I missed the offseason. Can you do a quick summary of what happened? Every issue on offense has been addressed. Some better than others. And we addressed line, receiver, running back, quarterback. The only thing that was left untouched was tight end. We now have Josh Rosen at quarterback. I felt like this team needed a veteran to rely on going into this season. Rosen's short accuracy was definitely a selling point, but he also has star dev, and he's going to get an upgrade after probably 1 or 2 weeks of preseason that I can put into strong arm. We also selected Taquan Layton because we had the luxury of some extra selections in the draft, and we got lucky that he was still there, and we can think about building around him perhaps going forward. At wide receiver, I wanted to add speed, so I did. I added Curtis Samuel in free agency, and he offers a nice skill set all around in many areas. Kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, except for that speed. But I wasn't done there. I added Deion Price, a rookie, and he's a pure deep threat. Really good deep route running. So if I want to take shots downfield this year, maybe it actually works. I wanted to address the offensive line, so I made a big offer to Trent Williams, and unlike the situation with Rodney Hudson last year, this worked. We bring in Trent Williams. We also drafted Norman Proctor in the first round to solidify the center position that was such a problem for us last year. We also signed Kyle Long, just a solid veteran to help shore up the line even further. I'm actually changing Rosen's number. I don't know everybody's number right now, but I wanted Rosen to be number 9. I liked that idea. And then on defense, we certainly didn't focus on nearly as much as the offense, But I did add Calais Campbell in free agency. It might be his last season. He basically replaces William Hayes and offers a bit higher level of play probably. But Hayes was so good last year that I wouldn't be surprised if Campbell offers us less than Hayes did. But I also felt like I had to prepare for this corner situation and the turnover we could have there. So I traded back up into the first round to select Eric McKinney, another hidden dev player. And thankfully, he has the time to develop because he needs some work on a couple of these traits. Take 24 off McKinney. How come that's such a big talking point right now? Ah, champ. That's why. I knew it. I have a lot of the 20s wide open, too. He could blaze his own trail at 27. Couldn't remember if champ was 23 or 24, honestly. And we kept Philip Lindsay. So, 3 hidden dev players on offense and another one on defense. I think this team can be a lot better this year, but I think it relies a lot on Josh Rosen. Never before has he been surrounded with talent like this. He's given a big opportunity to become our starter or somebody else's starter. The new fullbacks number, Jimmy McDaniel's 23, wasn't he? Somebody was. He's now number 40. That's fine. I like where this team is at entering year 3. Leo, thank you for the super chat. Seems like a great offseason. When will the recap be online so I can rewatch it? Afterwards, the link will be unlisted, but I'll give it out. I'm just going to set it public tomorrow. It's just better for the video performance-wise. I have no problem, though, if you guys have the unlisted link and you want to hang on to it. But the recap, the short version, that might even be Monday. I have to edit something tomorrow. I mean, it's kind of my normal Sunday routine to have a little bit of editing going while I watch the afternoon games. Or the late game. What's Sunday Night Football next, tomorrow? Please be decent. I don't have a lot of stuff to work on, so please give me a good game to watch. Buffalo, Pittsburgh? Like, I want to watch that. Okay. Yeah, that's a wild card. That's a wild card game. That was flexed, wasn't it? Yeah, Hillhouse is not playing guard, everybody. He's going to play tackle. I just don't know which spot yet. James is going to play some guard, though. Hillhouse just isn't strong enough to hold up there. He's not a good run blocker. Isn't 27 Steve Atwater's number? Thank you for the super chat. I haven't finalized numbers yet. I always check out retired numbers though, and I don't use them usually. I think I gave Warren Sapp's 99 to JJ Watt on the Buccaneers. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that one. Denver 7, 18, 44. Those are the only ones. I can use the rest. Hey Kane, when you do your Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise on your other channel, do you have difficulty set on All Pro? Yes. I do difficulty at All Pro, default sliders. The only one I would consider messing with is injury to your liking. Otherwise, you could mess with sliders and try to get a better game. I don't think it's worth the effort given the quality of games I've seen on CPU default for the last 3 Maddens. I have a huge sample now, and I'm telling you, I've never felt like changing the sliders. I get a variety of games. Low-scoring, grinded-out games. Games with a bunch of turnovers. Games with a bunch of offense. Big play-focused games. I have seen the full spectrum of games. CPU, All-Pro. It's the most pure version of Madden there is. There is not a cleaner game that I've seen without mods on PC. And I really believe in it if you like to watch games and have that general manager experience. I think it's a lot of fun. Oh man, that was quite the event. Thank you, everybody. We had a record today for viewers. It was unbelievable. We peaked at 3,309. That's just unheard of for me. Thank you. Wouldn't be here without you. Extremely grateful for all of you just being here, hanging out, having a fun Saturday. Thank you for all the super chats, all the new members, all those that have subscribed to the channel. By the way, subscribe for much more of the Broncos franchise. You know there's a lot more where this came from. Heck of a day, everybody. Thank you for being here. That's all I got for this one, though. Year 3 is on the way, and I think we finally have a team to be excited about. Add Quan Alexander? I don't think we have a need for him, given our talent at linebacker and how expensive it would be. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you all soon. Later.